There are a lot of very bad things happening, very bad things.
Terrible things. It's a disgrace.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Controversial Podcast. In today's video, we'll be talking about our President Cyril Ramaphosa. Let's give him a round of applause for what he has done with regards to the G20 summit. Please. You know, President Cyril Ramaphosa has been bullied by Donald Trump, and Cyril Ramaphosa is not falling for it. Like he's not willing to bow down to President of the United States, Donald Trump. I'm talking about that buffoon who lied about the Boers. He said there's a genocide in South Africa against white people. That was just lies. They were just peddling lies. Him and AfriForum, they lied. I remember our president was very embarrassed about 4 months ago when Donald Trump invited our president. I remember in that meeting there was Johan Rupert, the Minister of Agriculture, John Steenhuisen, the DA Minister, and other delegates. Trump really tried to embarrass our president. In my view, he was very racist because he didn't want to listen to President Cyril Ramaphosa and he didn't want to acknowledge him as the president. He thought it was cool. He was just bullying him. And I remember before that meeting, he said something about South Africa, about the black people killing the Afrikaners. I remember vividly about the incident. Donald Trump said bad things are happening in South Africa. There's white genocide. Actually, there were tensions between Cyril Ramaphosa and Donald Trump. There's genocide against white people, specifically white farmers, and Ramaphosa responded and said, you can keep your America, I'll keep my own South Africa. So he's been trying to bully President Cyril Ramaphosa, and Ramaphosa won't back down. President Donald Trump continued and said he's not going to attend the G20 because apparently South Africa is unaliving the white farmers. That's what AfriForum has been saying, lying to people, lying to the world, saying there's a genocide against white farmers, of which is a lie. Donald Trump made it very clear that he doesn't want to attend the G20 summit, but other leaders didn't give Donald Trump the attention, and they attended the G20 summit, and it's been a successful work. I must applaud the Department of International Relations and President Cyril Ramaphosa for arranging this G20 meeting, and it's going well, even though there were few hiccups. I'm talking about the Dula movement protesting there. And the funny part is that we've seen black people who are saying white farmers must be protected. There's a genocide against them. Like really, black people, sometimes black people are their own enemies. There's no genocide. Nobody is attacking white farmers. There's crime here in South Africa. You cannot say white farmers are being attacked and we are taking their farmers. That's a lie. But I'm not going to dwell much on that one. President Cyril Ramaphosa, I think it was on Friday, revealed that the USA is now interested in joining this G20 summit after talking BS about South Africa, and other leaders didn't care about Trump's tantrums and they attended. Unfortunately, that was bad for Donald Trump because whatever narrative that he was trying to push, it didn't work, and he's just a bully who's not getting what he wants, unfortunately.
Is not participating in official talks at the G20 in South Africa. I saw the South African president running his mouth a little bit against the United States and the president of the United States earlier today, and that language is not appreciated by the president or his team.
So after what Ramaphosa revealed on Friday, saying that the USA is now interested, but the South African government snapped the USA, and the person who confirmed that it was the Minister of the International Relations and Cooperation, the International Relations spokesperson Crispin Piri, stated that the department had officially marked the US as absent, shifting the summit's focus firmly onto the countries that chose to be in the room. So they were left with the big big egg, like a huge egg in the face. I don't care whatever you want to say, but that bully didn't win this time. And Pires said the United States is not attending. We will mark them absent, and we have marked them absent. The whole world is here, and that's what we want to focus on our agenda. Those who are not present are not present. It is what it is. So South Africa said, you can F off, man. We don't care about you, whether you are here or you are not here. That was a great move for South Africa. So after the United States indicated that they'll have junior embassy representative to receive the ceremonial handover of the G20 presidency, since they'll be hosting the next event, President Ramaphosa still refused, and the spokesperson of President Ramaphosa, Vincent Magwenya, stated that President Cyril Ramaphosa had directly communicated that such a handover could not occur at a lower diplomatic level. And they said, we will not be handing over to a junior official here. It's a matter of process. They will be taking over the presidency, and that can be done at the appropriate level. And said, what's going to happen here is a discussion with all the world leaders that are present. Those who are not here are not here. Our media should not be obsessed about people who are not in the room. What's important is what's being discussed in the room. You know, I really like the way South Africa has dealt with that buffoon. I'm talking about the current president of the USA, Donald Trump. He thought everybody's going to dance whenever he speaks. People will jump when he speaks, and they'll be like, yes, 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 sir. But unfortunately, no. And the summit is going very well. We really need to applaud our cupcake. He has done well on this G20 thing because he did very well in terms of handling Donald Trump. That one, I applaud him. Even though we have challenges here in South Africa, but he really did well. Even people on social media are behind President Cyril Ramaphosa. There was this young lady there in America who said President Cyril Ramaphosa is running a big mouth when he said the USA is now interested in joining the G20 summit. So people defended President Cyril Ramaphosa there, and I like what they did. Hey, I'm just going to read a tweet where somebody was actually defending President Cyril Ramaphosa, and I'll just read it here. It reads as follows. Name of the account is Felix M. Gogwele, and he said, the disrespect on South Africa by Donald Trump and the whole US cabinet is not just for South Africa, but actually disrespect for all Africans and heads of state at home. When President Cyril Ramaphosa was ambushed at the White House 4 months ago, no other African heads of state spoke out in defense of Ramaphosa or South Africa. This week, President Cyril Ramaphosa and SA at large have been verbally attacked by the White House. And we are still on our own. Not even African Union is standing up for South Africa. Finally, in June, when Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky was attacked by White House, all European Union heads of states stood up for him. They even called out Donald Trump in defense of Zelensky. Every day we see Africans talking about Pan-Africanism and One Africa, but they are all watching from the sidelines as South Africa is being hounded by US. They are watching us fighting the US with nothing but hope for our fall. Even their citizens based in SA are wishing for the fall of SA. The same people we are housing and giving better life than they would have had back home. We are supposed to be brothers and sisters, but only when it suits them. It's only one Africa when they want to live illegally in South Africa, but not in defense of this country. It's pretty clear. South Africa, we are on our own, and nothing is gonna change. Operation Tudula, March and March, and all other movements fighting for patriotism needs to intensify their efforts. We need to be left alone to deal with our national matters. These people who are supposed to be our brothers wish nothing good on us, and so are their national heads. When they wanted Omar al-Bashir's head, it was only South Africa that spoke out. They then went for Muammar Gaddafi, and AU was silent. Now they are coming for SA, and AU is still silent. Every year they are going to Addis Ababa and shout African unity. Unity in what? Against you, South Africa. I really like this tweet. I don't have to explain it. You heard what this person has stated, and I totally agree with him. Share your views on this one. Please like this video, comment, and let's not be emotional on the comment section. Let's be respectful on the comment section. And yeah, share your views on this one. See you on the next episode. Bye.